Welcome dear customers to this sample or prelude of the Spectrum of War Memory Shard collection. As a proper businessman archivist Batum advised that this collection may be disturbing to some audiences as it covers one unlucky band of mercenaries' misadventures through the grave darkness that war can bring into this world. With that in mind, let's introduce our cast and show who they were before they made the designation Talon 66-F the most feared name across the land. First up is the mysterious figure simply known as V, wearing a Black Plague Doctor outfit and utilizing ghastly blood magic. This creature is infamous for making targets disappear without a trace. Surrounded in mystery and legend, this so-called cleaner often acts as the level-headed voice of reason for the team. Standing at 6 foot tall and sporting a thick accent that changes depending on the current location, this clandestine spectre enters the stage of history. Next is my good friend Zankis, the Arcanist archaeologist. Standing at 3 foot 1, this seasoned halfling took a hands-on approach to research by trading in his wizard robes for a leather jacket and joining the only mercenary band crazy enough to raid the tombs of dead gods buried deep in the darkest parts of history. This little devil wields powerful clockwork magic and is my go-to man for magical equipment. This next one is a bit on the scary side. Codename Umbra, this human male stands 5 foot 9 and wears regal gold and purple jester outfit filled with hidden blades. Awkward moments and masterful blade work make this assassin completely unpredictable and highly effective. Young and ambitious, this cold-blooded killer fits in well with this band of misfits and is always looking for new ways to sync his unique talents with that of his compatriots. And of course every party has a ranger. Sadly, this one is Markham. This 5'8" human male looks like your standard adventurer with leather armor and a bow, but don't be fooled by his simple appearance. Lying just beneath the surface is an unrivaled aggression that will soon make him one of the most infamous war criminals ever. A deep hatred of the wildland races and boundless greed make him a wild card, but his team can temporarily dial in his personality and turn him into a weapon of mass destruction. Finally, we have the so-called leader of the party, codename Sanders. This human male is 6 foot 2 and has the powerful charm of a southern aristocrat wrapped in a sun-battered, war-hardened exterior. A walking enigma, this eccentric mercenary has talked and shot his way out of impossible situations with no rhyme or reason. Rumors constantly surround this man as he is said to wield rare and unnatural magic that holds dominion over the sea and its denizens. With a pistol in his hand and lust for adventure in his heart, Sanders sets sail with his crew Talon 66-F.
A prelude from the memory of Sanders. So Commanders hooked me up with a new crew, and man, are these some real weirdos. They are at least nice though, and agreed to help me do a favor for my boss. You see, a few years back I was running cargo off the coast and a freak storm completely destroyed my ship. As I sank into the depths I said, "Hey God, it's me again, it's serious this time," and would you believe it? That SOB actually answered. He pulled me up from the depths and lent me some cool powers. In exchange, I gotta run an errand for him every now and then. Recently, he asked me to clear some demons out of his temple, and this new Talon crew said they helped me out before we got to the official business. It's been 2 days on the road so far, and V seems normal for a mortician, while Markham is actually just a guy with a bow. Gonna have to keep an eye on that one. The other two are legit creepy, and I'm gonna do my best to keep some space between us. It's been a bumpy ride, but we finally cleared the golden hay fields of the kingdom and started to hit the edge of the sunken forest. These magical woods thrive despite being in a saltwater marsh that runs into the sea. I had an idea of our heading, but Markham carves a trail like butter. The rough terrain and local wildlife were child's play as my new friend led us through the backwater death trap with ease. After several hours of stomping through muck and jumping at shadows, we reached the sea line, and oh boy, what a view. An endless emerald sea bathed in a warm summer sunset. Man, this is how you start an adventure. The crew was a little confused as we sat staring at an open coastline, but who can blame them? I mean, the look on their faces when the sun set and moonlight slowly revealed an ancient temple sloping down into the sea. Armed with smiles and blades, we stepped onto the temple walkway and began descending the grand stairs leading into the darkness. The boss has good taste. Every inch of the walls are carved with stories of sea life, naval battles, and even some big fight between the various gods of the land. Zankies was spouting off some nonsense about scholars or whatever, and when we hit the bottom of the stairs, he looks me in the eye and says, "Alright, this place had demons or something." As if on freaking cue, the grand hall lights up, and standing at the center of the room, there's a 20-foot-tall frog demon devouring what was left of the temple denizens. This thing was freaking hideous. I mean, bulging red eyes, massive jagged maw, and a bulbous body covered in oozing wounds. After a moment of shock, everyone sprung into action. And let me tell you, these new guys were fast folks. Before I could bring my hand up to charge Eldritch Bolt, Umbra was already behind the demon, digging his saber deep into its calf. As it reeled in pain, Markham put an arrow right in the thing's freaking neck. That shot really ticked it off, and in a bloody rage it charged me. Luckily Zankies is sneaky, and cast some goofy spell that conjured a puddle of grease under the beast's feet, causing it to smash into the stone floor. With it trying to scramble to its feet, we pounced onto this thing's back using some kind of red tendril to carve chunks out of the demon. I finally had a clean shot, and sent the blast at the demon's right knee, causing it to lose balance and fall on V. We all heard some ribs pop as the toad rolled off V. It began lashing its tongue around like a wrecking ball, absolutely drilling Zankies into a wall. I switched up to my short sword, doing my best to parry this onslaught of tongue strikes, but these blows were starting to get heavy, and my bones wouldn't last much longer. As if reading my mind, Markham let an arrow rip that actually pinned the beast's tongue to the ground, allowing Umber to land heavy saber strikes deep into the creature's good leg. This opening was so perfect, I had to take a chance on a big spell. I told the boys to get clear, as the boss can't always tell friend from foe. With a wave of my free hand, and a call to the depths, I tore a small hole in reality to let the boss wrap his tentacles around the demon, dragging it to a cold grave, ending the battle with a gurgling crunch. The fellas who got laid out were regaining consciousness, and starting to get back up. I had to respect that grit. Those strikes would have killed most men. Taking stock of the situation, I suddenly started to feel a lot better about this new crew. You see, it doesn't matter if it's the boss or a client. I am a man who gets things done, and with this help, I don't think anything can stop us.
Thanks for listening to the prelude for the Spectrum of War D&D story series. This is my first attempt at any kind of writing and is a retelling of the adventures my current D&D party get up to. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe so that you can follow the adventure as it releases. Thanks again and stay safe out there, fellow adventurers.